I'm Rhonda Johnson, and I'm a trusts and estate planning lawyer with Dentons, Canada. I work with a team of lawyers, and we spend our days helping families put their estate plans in place. And our aim is that we provide a bit of peace of mind to know that things are taken care of. One of the trends that we're seeing quite a bit these days is an increased interest in giving gifts to children or other family members now, rather than waiting until we pass away. Some of the factors that we've noticed that are leading to this trend include, first, the fact that our clients are receiving inheritances from their parents or their families, and so they're seeing their wealth increase more than they expected. They've done their planning and now they actually have more than they thought. The second fact is that our clients' homes are going up in value quite a bit, and so again, they have more than they expected. The net result of all of that is that they have more than enough to live on. They've done their planning and now they're okay. Conversely, the next generation are finding it more difficult to enter the housing market with increased housing prices. And they're living in a different reality with lack of job security and what we often call the gig economy. We don't have pensions, we don't have long-term employment, we have different gigs that we go to. The other trend that we're seeing is that we are living longer, but we're living with dementia or Alzheimer's. And so we're not able to enjoy the wealth that we've built. So all of this leads to more and more clients thinking, how can we give money to our families now, see the enjoyment without triggering any tax or causing family strife? So let's look at some of the key issues to consider if we want to make gifts to our family. What kind of property do we want to give? Well, cash is easy, the tax is already paid on it, and the number is easily identifiable. But land or other valuable art has gone up in value, and we haven't paid tax on that. So if we give it away, we'll be triggering a tax bill. Land creates its own problems. When we gift something, we give up control. Are we ready to totally give up control of our house? Are we ready to give up control of the cabin? We need to think about that, because once a gift is given, we can't get it back. We also have to think about how that property is going to be used. Who in the family uses that cabin? Who doesn't? How do we want to do that? The other interesting question is, what about strings? Are we attaching strings to these gifts? Is it a loan? Is it an advance on their inheritance? Do we want it to be shared with their spouse or kept separate? If they don't use it for the purpose that we intended, do we really want them to have it? For example, if it's for a mortgage or for a house or for an education and they don't go? The next question is a parent's dilemma. What is fair versus what is equal? It's okay when the kids are 4 and 6 years old, we can give one what they need and wait till the other gets to be older. But when they're both older, how do we challenge that? One needs something, they might have a health issue. The other doesn't need anything right now. So how do we balance that? There might be some tools that we could use to address these various issues. The first really important tool is making sure we document it. So if it's really a gift, create a deed of gift. If it's a loan, make sure you document that. If we've got a cabin, make sure we've got what's called a co-ownership agreement. And if we don't want it to go to the children's spouses, put a domestic contract in place. The second really important piece is try to be transparent. See if you can talk with your family and talk through that fair versus equal piece. If the children or the kids or the grandkids, if they know what it is that you're doing, then you can help manage the expectations and you can deal with those perceptions that are real or perceived. The end result is, if we can give those gifts, it's heartwarming. And in fact, scientists say that there's actually endorphins that are released when we give gifts. Let's not reduce those endorphins. Let's plan for it, let's document it, and let's talk with the family about it before we do it and afterwards, so that we can make sure that it's really clear. There's 2 expressions that I really like. They're cliches, and I like cliches, and I think they apply here. The first one is charity begins at home, which means that we're probably going to not make those gifts unless we know we're taking care of ourselves. But once we've done that, then there's another one that I really like, which it's better to give with a warm hand than a cold hand. And that really is the idea that if I can see the pleasure of what I've worked for and empower the next generation, then it's a pretty lovely thing to give a gift.